When the statement "everybody knows journalism is not what it used to be" is mentioned, this sense of panic and urgency is so often comprised. A moral panic of unthinkable proportions that citizens of society consider the standard of journalism to be falling to a level where journalism as a profession may become no more. Such absurd thoughts can only be described, in my opinion, as false when you consider the volume of news output within today's society. Not only that, but the way news as a genre is presented to the youth market of today and the evolutions of technology that have broken the barrier between those who receive the news and those who produce the news. I will say from the outset that journalism has changed, and I use the example by Dr. Stephen Harrington from the Week 4 lecture, in which he states that in 1956, news production took up 15 minutes of the United States television network's daily schedule. Compare that to today, when we have 24 hours a day, 7 days a week of continuing rolling news coverage. That example in itself illustrates the healthy and strong profession that journalism still is, and backs up the argument by Fisk, who believes that there is a repertoire of news sources available today. Many people fail to realise the significant role journalism has, especially when it comes to online broadcasting. As Harrington mentions, the growth rate of online news has been exponential, and journalists have played a key role in this. This is thanks to journalists writing more news content faster and more effectively than ever before, and presenting this content in a vast array of mediums. These technologies only enhance journalism, giving people the opportunity to access content anywhere at any time. In addition, this notion of citizens being a journalist is also becoming more of a reality, thanks in part to the development of technology. So much so that society has come to expect citizen journalism in their primary news bulletin, with mobile phone footage used to display specific events and or circumstances. Today, the general public is not only consuming the news, but they are also creating the news, with the phenomenon of citizen journalism continuing to grow. This aids a journalist and gives more credible information or illustrations when it comes to constructing an article. As alluded to in the Week 4 readings, the youth of today are simply going elsewhere to receive their daily dose of news. And who can blame them when shows such as The Chasers War and Everything, and more recently the 7 PM Project, present the news in a less formal, more humorous manner to that of the standard 6 PM news bulletin. In many respects, these new mediums interact and connect with the audience, encouraging conversation and sometimes debate on relevant topics. This notion is something that Dr. Stephen Harrington insisted was of great importance when it comes to the presentation of news today, claiming that the connection with the audience measures a journalist's success. And who can possibly argue with the success of a show which draws an audience of 2.2 million viewers at its peak, such as The Chasers? So concluding, sure, journalism has certainly changed, and it is unreasonable to think otherwise. But journalism as a profession is only stronger, thanks in part to new mediums of display, advances in technology, and above all else, audience participation. So, journalism has changed, but only for the better.